Hello folks, coming up next is something interesting. What's the weirdest thing people get offended by? Someone just doing their job. No, you can't use that coupon that's been expired since 1971. I can't believe how rude that cashier was. Worked in a clothing store that would send $10 off $25 coupons occasionally. For obvious reasons, you can only use them once, so we were told to rip them up and throw them away after scanning them. The anger that would fill the old ladies' faces when I ripped that coupon in half and threw it in the garbage after scanning it was scary. Once, a customer angrily demanded that I give her the coupon back so she could use it again, so I scribbled on it with a black Sharpie and gave it to her with a "Have a nice day." I really shouldn't be in customer service. Asking people what they think then getting upset when people tell them what they think. My dad used to always do this. I even started telling him that I didn't want to get into it because he always got upset, and he'd swear he wouldn't this time and insist. Then it would always end up with him becoming upset. Every time. Your dad sounds like a 5-year-old. In the end he was. He had dementia, and that makes people a lot like children. Standing up for yourself within reason. People will forever get offended for no longer being able to take advantage of you, and they act like that's the weird part. My girlfriend had a friend that constantly demanded favors off her. I say friend, because it was a classic one-sided relationship. Her friend was quite mentally ill, but she used it as an excuse for her poor behavior. My girlfriend had known her a very long time, so didn't want to seem rude by cutting the friendship off. What I noticed about her friend, is that her friends weren't really her friends, they were more like minions or yes people, a bit like Crabbe and Goyle in Harry Potter. She didn't have genuine close friendships like most people do. She only hung out with them because they did stuff for her. She didn't like friends that rocked the boat, in other words, that didn't obey every word she said. Once my girlfriend started standing up for herself, this friend started to say "You're no longer cool," and just kept on calling my girlfriend rude names. My girlfriend didn't give in though. By then she had seen that her friend was just trying to manipulate her. Eventually her friend just found another yes person. Passing them in traffic. I recently got a car with cruise control and I was able to test a theory I always had. Do people actually go faster when I pass them, or do I unconsciously slow down? Now if I think someone is speeding up, I put on CC and keep the speed constant and watch people sail past me like their family's honor is on the line. People also drive proportional to the perceived sportiness of the vehicle. Slowly pass someone in a 90 Camry? Maybe they'll speed up, maybe they won't care. Slowly pass someone in a bright red Corvette? You become magnetic and everyone you pass will either pace you or try to pass you. I'm in the US South, Andy, ma'am and sir, pretty much every stranger I come across in the wild. It's just what I've grown up with and is meant as being respectful. We get a lot of tourists and occasionally I'll ma'am a woman and she'll flip thinking I'm calling her old, and if I sir some guy they'll think it's like a sarcastic challenge. On the flip side, any locals who you don't ma'am and sir will get offended, so I'm in a pickle every tourist season. Living in constant fear of moms and sirs. This same situation happened to me when I was traveling through Spain. I called a younger woman the Spanish equivalent of ma'am and she went off. Had to explain I wasn't from there, etc. Now please just tell me where I can find my train, gracias. When you say no to what they asked from you. Asking was a formality, they were telling. Then they should have told instead of asking. Hearing something in a different language. Seeing people flip out on someone else having a private conversation in another language always confused me. Why are you eavesdropping in the first place? Usually it's the insecure people that flip out that think everyone is talking about them. I may unintentionally stare or listen as it's not common to hear another language around here and I find it interesting. Asking to be paid back. I lend you money then suddenly I'm the a-hole when I ask for it back. Then they say okay, I'll send 100,000 a month and then never do it. And still have the balls to interact with you on social media as if nothing ever happened. Isk. When I say I don't want children. It is my decision to make and people should accept that. I've had so many people tell me that I'll change my mind. I decided when I was 12 that I didn't want kids. It's been 20 years, and I haven't changed my mind. I can't think of a worse instance to raise a child than when the parent doesn't want them around and just resents them for taking up so much time, energy, and money. Why would anyone think that's a good environment for a kid? And then they'll say but you'll love them when they're here. And like, that's such bullcrap. Maybe I would, but the greater chance based on my personality and previous experiences would indicate that I will not enjoy it at all. I'm not bringing life into this world on a maybe. That's not fair to them, and it's especially not fair to me. I'll stick to adopting cats to love and nurture, thanks very much. The benign happiness of others. People enjoy X? I don't enjoy X, X shouldn't exist. X fans are stupid. Rawr. This one for sure. I still get anxiety about telling people the stuff I'm interested in, since I've had plenty of folks shut down my interests or make fun of me behind my back. Not a great time. I get it. One, keep my nerd stuff hidden away often to avoid such issues. That said, when you can open up about it to someone, it is deeply rewarding. Food subreddits can be some of the saltiest subs on this site. People get so worked up over images of food, especially if that food item slightly deviates from their purest inner operation. Don't believe me? Make an English breakfast, but instead of normal toast use Texas toast. Also leave out the tomatoes. I guarantee you the comment section will be buttery drama. What, you don't mean you use cast iron for everything? /s. People are downright militant when it comes to cast iron. When you get someone's dog's gender wrong. Everyone keeps calling my black lab mix a boy, good boy. Hey buddy. I don't care, but when I got a little fluffy white dog named Tinkles wrong at the park, a lady bit my head off. Tinkles is a boy, alright, chill. How are you supposed to know if Tinkles is sweet or strong if you don't know their sex? Lol, people always assume my cat is a female because he's so pretty, and it doesn't bother me in the least. It really does not matter. My ex had a cat named Sophie. One day, Sophie suddenly had testicles. Well, she kept calling him Sophie, and I'm pretty sure the cat didn't care. Way too often people take it personally when the rules apply to them. Example. Some time back my mom was working in a clothing store. A woman comes in and asks to return/exchange some stuff. Cool, no problem. My mom asks to see her receipt. She shows it, and she bought the clothing 3 years ago. The return policy was 30 days. My mom was like, oh, I'm sorry. You bought this too long ago, our policy states yada yada. She freaking flipped. Started yelling, calling her racist. The woman was black, my mom is white, until she asked to speak to the manager. People, please. Almost 100% of the time you are not exempt from any rules, and that is not the fault of the person enforcing the rules. Be reasonable, and please do not blow up on retail workers. Being asked to wear a mask. It's crazy how many people will verbally assault a teenage host when she's just informing you of restaurant rules. I legit just forgot my mask and no one else was walking in the grocery store at the same time, so I didn't get that visual reminder. It wasn't until I saw the kid that is guarding the door wearing a mask that I stopped. The tone of his voice told me that he probably gets yelled at nonstop every time he has to say it, but he said, "Sir, you need a mask to enter. County regulations." He looked like I gave him the keys to a caddy when I said, poop. Just forgot mine. Sorry, man. And ran back to get it. People seem to get really offended and upset if you simply disagree with them online. Like they're so used to their own echo chamber groups that someone disagreeing with them, even politely, is bad. Recently I saw it in a childcare group. This mother and another user started getting really offended when we were all disagreeing with her about an issue. We were all doing it very politely too. She literally came into this group, asked a question, and then got honest answers which she was offended by. Reddit prides itself on being so much better than that, but all you have to do is say, "See, I don't agree with this fully because X," and the downvotes pour in. If you give someone a compliment out of the ordinary, most people don't expect kindness and think you are being sarcastic. Sad to see that being nice is not expected by people. I work retail and I compliment customers all the time. I know some people think it's weird, but I feel like I can't even help it sometimes. If I think their hair is cute, I want them to know. I mostly just stick to fashion choices or hair/nails/makeup so it doesn't come off weird, but I think everyone likes to know their efforts didn't go unnoticed and someone appreciates their style. I especially like complimenting guys too. BC, they just don't get enough of it. BC, people are afraid of sounding gay or something. What would have been your answer or question? Leave it in the comments below. Slap that like and subscribe button for more, and check out the link in the video description for even more answers. Peace out, and catch you in the next video.